welcome to the world of Jalara, where the people of Genesis Battle of Champions live. Our in-store gameplay community is growing. Visit GenesisBattleOfChampions.com to find a local game store near you. Our list of international distribution partners continues to grow. Ask your local game store to contact one of these fine companies and have your store join our Play network. Visit GenesisBattleOfChampions.com to explore the lore of the lands. There are chapters of lore that you can read, chapters of lore that you can watch, and there's also a helpful map where you can learn where all of the key characters in the next set live inside the world of Jalara.
they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Ding down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't coach, the boy that I'm in. Now we doing the block, hoodie up for events. Skin kept close, cause you plotting on them with the tips on 10. Back in the back, that's on tap, all ready to go and jump in. Ding down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard.
Tell me why I always need to survive off your love, your love. 'Cause every time you fire at me, it kills all the fun, kills all the fun. Every blink of an eye brings a new drop of blood from the sky, but I don't mind, 'cause the way that you lie makes me feel so alive, feel so alive. 'Cause the rhythm awaits, waiting for my bones to break.
Everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Beyond the Edge of Exile. My name's Jason, and joining me on my right, my left, your right, it's Will. Will, how you doing? Oh God, I can't hear Will. That's weird. Will, did you forget to unmute?
Today, very tired, but I'm
There,
glad to be here.
there we
Is that
go.
better?
Yeah, oh, I can hear you now.
Goes
And
along with the tired feeling.
I have figured out how to change my plugin settings so that I can crank my audio up. So if anybody finds that my mic is a little too quiet tonight, let me know and I can adjust that now. Google was my friend. In the meantime, my goodness, what a day. What's new with everybody? Anything new going on? What do you want to talk about tonight, Will?
Well, I think we have a Kickstarter launch today.
Yes, yes, that's true. That was fun. I gotta admit, I was nervous before I hit that big shiny button that said go live, and
Right?
I was pretty excited with the immediate results. In the first couple minutes, we got our first couple $1,000s raised. Last time I checked before the stream went live, we're already over $7,000. So we're making a good dent on our first day, which is great. I'm excited. I've also talked to some store owners today through messages and whatnot, and the response, for the most part, the ones who understand what's going on, were really excited about it. One or two, without reading the emails I had sent, assumed that this was like all the other ones where we're trying to drive business away from game stores, and then there was a little bit of a conversation that had to be had there to get them on the same page. But
Right.
everybody who I've had conversations with on a store level and whatnot have been really excited. We're doing something a little different than what the rest of the world does with Kickstarter because we're in a little bit
Mm-hmm.
different situation. Usually it's either A, you're already established and everybody knows you and you've got big distribution partnerships and you don't need Kickstarter, or B, you're still fighting to get up there. You don't have any partnerships. Nobody really knows who you are. So you can sell whatever you want because nobody else is counting on you. But in our case, it's interesting because as everybody knows, we have some major distribution partnerships that enable us to ship our product and get into the hands of stores all around the world pretty much really easily. So with those very hard to get distribution partnerships, the last thing we want to do is cannibalize sales and sell stuff outside of distribution. So it's been an interesting day.
Yeah, I think it's day one, so there's a lot of like, as you say, there's some nervousness, and
Yep.
you know, there is the sort of expected or like, oh, it's a Kickstarter, and Kickstarters fund their goals in X amount of minutes or
Right.
X amount of hours or whatever, right? And so there's trying to, you know, put the expectations where where we actually are realistic, right? Where we can
That's right.
hopefully see a gradual growth over the next 30 days, right? Because
Hey,
we need to hit our goals, right?
yep.
We have some stretch goals. We have some really cool stretch goals,
Yes.
but this is really, yeah, this is kind of a fan response to where we're at with the game, right? Coming
Yes.
back, new company and trying to put out new cards, and it takes time. So
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, we had to start from scratch because we didn't have existing partnerships with printers or with shipping or all the logistics we talked about before. There's so many steps to go from somebody picturing a card in their mind to getting it fully designed and fleshed out to getting it printed to getting it to the point where stores are able to buy it and everything in between. So like we had to do a lot of stuff right from the ground up. We had to rebuild a lot of things, and it was a challenge, but I'm thrilled with where we are. And now we're in this really unique spot where we're not quite an independent, small little game, but we're also definitely not a fully recognized game out there. So it's an interesting middle ground to be in right now.
for sure, and yeah, I mean, hence the Kickstarter, right? And trying to see what we can do, right? So
I'm just adjusting your audio a bit. I saw in one of the chats that Flooded Studios, who may or may not be getting old and can't hear anymore, asked for you to be cranked up. And I don't blame him. I'd want to hear everything Will has to say too. So people can let me know if that's good or not. Oh my God, this was an exciting day. I really enjoyed today. And from
how many
my
times did you check the Kickstarter?
oh, at first I refreshed it a lot in the first hour. And then after
Right.
that I kind of got swamped during my day job and I wasn't able to check it again until I got home. after 5.
Right.
But then, of course, I was also at that point getting things ready for tonight's live stream. I did a live stream last night. The good friends over at Imperial Pulse were kind enough to let me hijack their stream, and we did a little simulcast to get info out about the Kickstarter ahead of time. So I had to switch everything back for tonight and make sure all my settings worked. And thank goodness everybody can hear us. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. Interesting. We have 13 backers and we have 13 people watching. I wonder if there's a correlation there.
Well, the interesting thing is, to my knowledge so far, because I logged in, I was curious because apparently let me check the tiers here. Somebody said on Discord, I saw that one of the ultimate packages has already been purchased, and as you might remember, there was only 4 of them. So I logged in because I was dying to know, oh, who bought it, and as far as I can tell, we don't get access to know who backed anything until it closes, I guess, because I could not find
Uh,
any information anywhere, which makes sense
hmm.
because it's an all or nothing for being paid out. So it makes sense why
Right.
Kickstarter wouldn't share that info ahead of time. But yeah, it's I'm very happy with the start today.
Brian Pitts has his. Good job, Brian. Thank
That's
you. We
great.
appreciate it.
Yeah, a great start. I was talking about this last night on the Imperial Pulse channel, but I'm going to be attending a huge convention in 2 weeks in New Jersey. I'm going to be demoing Genesis Battle of the Champions at the New Jersey Collecticon event, which Collecticon is a
Ooh.
series of conventions that travels all around the U.S. to major cities. And from what they market themselves as, they refer to themselves as the largest collectible card game convention annually. So that'll be exciting to go down there because there'll be thousands of people who love collectible card games, and I'll get to do
Mhm.
demos in person with them. And at the same time, I'll be able to be like, hey, if you love collectible card games and you just enjoyed this, check it out. You could be like featured in the artwork in the next set. You could have your name on the back of
Yeah,
tokens,
that's good timing.
all sorts of cool things. So yeah, I'm really excited to go down there because I'm sure that in the past, I've always found that the trick is getting people to sit down and play Genesis, and as soon as they try it, it clicks right away. And I'm going to say a high number,
Right.
like 98% of them, keep wanting to come back and play. Like we have a great retention rate, where at least in my personal experience, when I've done demos with people personally, great retention
Right.
rate. So I'm very excited to do these demos in New Jersey with potentially thousands of people walking around. Hopefully, we can get like 50 or 100 or more demos done. I have a good friend of mine, one of our Genesis players up in my area, is going to be coming down with me because I wanted to make sure we had at least 2 people running demos simultaneously. Because at some of the conventions we've been to in the past, there's been quite a lineup of people
Right.
wanting to try Genesis because it's very visual. When you walk by and you see collectible cards being played on a grid like playmat, it's
Seen
very
that. Yeah. Yeah.
alluring. So I wanted to make sure that we
Hmm.
had at least a couple people there so we could do multiple demos at once. And I'm very excited to say that we will. And I think
Nice.
that weekend, which will be the 20th and 21st, we're going to see a lot of growth. I think that's going to be really fun.
Yeah. That'll be great. Yeah. It's really good timing as
Yeah.
people will be sort of eager to see what's going on and showing off demos. But yeah, it sounds like that sounds like a great weekend.
Well, the nice thing too is after the Kickstarter, I've already been invited to 1 or 2 more of these collectathons in other major cities in the U.S. So,
Oh, fantastic.
if the first one is a really positive experience, I'll probably be visiting. I know the next one after that I was invited to is in Richmond, Virginia, and then I forget where the next one after that is. I think it's somewhere farther south again. But yeah, I might be making several trips to the U.S. over the next few months to do demos at big conventions, and I'm really excited about it because again, it's great timing for it.
Mhm. And it helps with that growing and throughout the states, right? Because it's one of those. It's a very big market to have some presence in. So
And we already have the distribution available. So every random person that I do a demo for, if at these conventions too, the products can be for sale. I'm going to be doing demos in a booth that Will from Indie Pro Games is at, our new distributor based out of Seattle. So we're going to have
nice.
product right there to buy on the spot. So not only am I going to be able to do demos, but people will be able to buy starter decks and play mats and booster
Yeah.
boxes and everything right there on the
Oh,
spot. Maybe take some of that back to the local game store. Of course, I'll be telling everybody about all the free promotional product that we send to game stores to help them build their community. And I think when that message goes back, when people are excited, just bought product, maybe got into the Kickstarter, each single person we demo to could lead to a whole new store. becoming aware of us and being excited about it. So the possibilities feel limitless right now, which is partly why I feel
Mm.
so excited and optimistic because I know we have good things in motion. And as I say, I was already excited today just with the first start. And I know some stores are going to be placing their orders tonight because a lot of stores are open today and they're dealing with customers and whatnot.
Sure.
So some of the game stores, when the owners get home tonight, I imagine they'll be placing their orders. All the feedback I got from the game store owners that I did talk to, they were very excited because we've made the effort to make sure that our tier wasn't prohibitively high priced. It's only $900 Canadian, and that gets game stores 10 mats with their store name hidden on it, and it gets them 50 metal exert tokens. It gets their store's name and city advertised on the back of tokens, which again could lead to exposure for years. Because how often do you see old booster packs getting opened on live streams and stuff? And I think with our
Yeah.
game being one of the first, maybe even the first, that on Kickstarter has offered to do a thank you list and print you on physical cards getting opened in stores, like that could lead for a long time. So yeah.
And it's great for advertising for the store too, right? So yeah.
Well, that was my main thing, and we've talked about this a lot. Janice and Jeff and I know I tend to do a lot of the talking, but I in particular have talked a long time about how I really want Genesis to be one of the most profitable games out there for game stores while being one of the most affordable games for players out there. And we can accomplish both. There is a lot of wiggle room in margins in collectible card games, and not to diss anybody, and I'm not dissing anybody, but we don't need to someday be making $1 billion while people can't afford to buy our product. We like there it's very doable to be a great profitable game for game stores and an affordable game for players so that they don't get priced out. And that's our goal. We want this to
Right.
be a fun
Yeah.
game for everybody, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it goes. There's a lot of things that go in hand with that too, right? The design of the game, the fact that you can have multiple of whatever card you want, that you're not limited, right? So
Yeah,
there's lots of reasons to keep opening product, even if it's a slower pace or all at once, depending on the personality of the person. But
yep,
yeah, I think there's a lot. There's a lot to offer. I mean, I've said it many times, but like Genesis is um, one of the most unique, or not, maybe not unique, but at least one of the coolest concepts of a game. And that's not just because I get to work on it, but just like for a long time, I was just a huge fan of the whole thing, right? It really
yeah.
fills that niche of moving and tactics and cards that I really enjoy. So
I was doing demos. I mentioned this last week. I was doing demos a little over a week ago at the store I'm helping out at, and there were some Flesh
right,
and Blood players, and I demoed it. And one of the players there made a funny quote to me after I demoed the game. They talked about another game that did really well on Kickstarter in the last few years, which is also kind of like a tactical playmat game. I'm not going to name them, but it's a very well known game. And the player was like, "Oh, this is what I was hoping that game would have been." So like
right,
that feels very validating. Especially it's nice too because I really like it's funny how long Genesis has been on the market, but how difficult it was for them to grow awareness over the last few years the old company was in business because it is such a great game. And there's so many times when I have such overly enthusiastic responses when people try it and then they're like, "Why have I never heard of this before?" and things to that nature, right? And like, why isn't it in my game store? So it is a really validating feeling whenever you teach someone and they respond so positively to it.
yeah, for sure. And I think I mean, that's kind of the thing that was always interesting for me too. Was just you have a great game, you have a great concept, but you're one of many games,
Yeah,
and that's the tricky part, right? And you're in Canada, and you're not in
yeah,
like the States, and you
yeah,
don't have advertising budgets and stuff like that.
right.
So
And let's be honest too, I think everybody out there knows this is not the ideal time to be running a Kickstarter either, because there was that whole boom of them over the last few years, and there were so many Kickstarters. Some of them went well, and other ones, I don't know. There just seems to be some feel bads now in general. But
oh,
it's
for
a
sure,
great opportunity for us to do it this way. While respecting our existing relationships and not selling sealed booster products. We're just doing this Kickstarter in our own way to achieve our own goals and work together with the game stores and distribution partners we have. And I think the more the word gets out over the next couple weeks as well, I wouldn't be surprised to see an appreciation for that because uh, it takes a little bit of guts to do something different than what everybody else has done. It would have been really easy for us to say, "Oh, who cares about our existing partnerships? Let's just go for the quick, easy money and we'll sell booster boxes. And who cares if all the stores suffer because of it or whatnot?" But we don't want to repeat the mistakes of the past because other games have done things like that. And you cannibalize sales where all of a sudden the stores are like, "Oh, my customers already got it from the Kickstarter." And that's the last thing I would ever do to all the stores who have shown faith in us and started selling and promoting our game. Is you don't want to betray those people. They're working hard to support you. You got to work hard to support them.
And our game needs to be like is a physical in-person game, right? So it needs to be played somewhere.
Yeah,
So we need that support there too. So
absolutely. So yeah, it was interesting. I'll give you a little bit of behind the scenes because my notifications via Kickstarter and my notifications via Facebook and that have been lighting up a bit today. As you can imagine, lots of people giving, reaching out, wishing good luck and things like that. But then there's been a few of the unfortunate people who have been really negative and like just about there's no booster boxes. Rah, 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 why would I do this? And it's like,
right.
I am the thing is it's so easy for everybody in the world to be negative that I don't, it doesn't even phase me anymore. I'm like, I know what the goal is. I know what we're trying to achieve. I know it could be amazing. I know that the stores are going to appreciate it and I know that the distribution channel appreciates it.
Right.
And the outpouring of positive comments and feedback have been wonderful. Especially like I say with the store owners I talked to today, the ones who are really appreciative about it made me really happy. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Well, I mean, there's lots happening behind the scenes. There's a lot happening sort of on the Kickstarter page.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if people have questions or things that they wanted to pick our brains on. I guess there's an opportunity for that. But I mean,
Absolutely.
for those who are just joining us, we're Kickstarter is up and running and it's live, and you're able to pledge what you can, and we're trying to yeah get a bit of a boost for that next set and organized play and all that, and hopefully get that engine going.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited and I'm optimistic. I can't wait to see how things go over the next month. It's very fun to think about all the immediate impact that we could do, assuming that we're successful and maybe hit a couple of those stretch goals. So, but yeah, I'd love to. If anybody has any questions, any thoughts, any comments, want to talk about what tiers they were the most interested in, talk about what add-ons you like the most, what your thoughts are in general, whatever. We're here to chat tonight. There's not a lot of pre-planned content for tonight, just because obviously the Kickstarter kind of overshadows everything right now,
Right.
and that's kind of what I'm imagining most people are going to want to talk about. So yeah, we're here. Chat with us, folks.
Can you tell us if the Kickstarter is successful? A rough ETA on Metamorphosis.
Releasing. So let's see. Let's do some math here for a second.
Hmm.
We are in about the first week of July, which means it's going to end around the end of the first week of August.
August. Yep.
I usually you want to give a good 6 to 7 weeks for the container shipping across. So 6 to 7 weeks there, and I think it's 3 to 4 weeks to get, depending on how busy the backlog is at the printer. So that can vary a lot from 3 to 4 weeks, or it could be as low as 1 to 2 if we just happen to get lucky on the timing. But let's say a safe guess of maybe uh, somewhere between 10 to 12 weeks after it ends would be my guess. But
Would
mind
be
you, of
end of
course,
October,
yeah,
beginning of November. Yeah.
yeah. Mind you, there is always a chance that something unpredictable can happen. So that's always subject to change, right? Things happen that are out of our out of our hands, like, I don't know, a shipping strike or whatever. Who knows what crazy things can happen in this world. So for Alana/Ryan, it's not so much a donation as if you, I can tell you the link because it's pretty easy. It's bit.ly/GBOC Kickstarter. That'll take you right to the Kickstarter. And their reward tiers as low as $50, which will get you some cool alternate art cards. I think there might even be a tier for just $1 or whatever you want. You can
Yeah.
support.
There's always a
that
whatever you want
$1,
amount
right?
to.
Where there's no actual physical rewards, but you get the updates and you get to support. So that would be an option as well. So, and yeah, when you're on the Kickstarter website, as Madtown is saying there, you can search for Genesis or you can search for Battle of Champions. Those things will bring it up, and you'll know it right away because it has the current logo and images you'll recognize from the last year. So
Images there too. So yeah, I also posted the link, but I don't think it actually hyperlinked inside the chat. So that's fine.
inside the chat on the YouTube, you mean?
Yeah, but
Or
it
like
doesn't look like it's actually showing up as a link. So it's just
I'll try doing it myself and see because it might maybe with the fact that it's I'm associated with the channel, it might work.
right. Yeah, first day, 13 backers, 7,000. I mean, if we kept that pace up, we'd hit a lot of stretch goals.
Yeah.
But to a lot of some of the chats talking about end of the last week. Some people watch to see how it's going. Some people are there who just want to get projects funded, so they wait till the end and they'll just like buy in at the end to help get it over the hump.
Yep.
Um, there's a lot of different ways it could go, but I think
Absolutely.
yeah, looking at the positives, it's not like we're not sitting with no backers and no pledges, so
No,
we
like
have
I
to
say,
go with
I'm
what we
actually
have, right?
very pleased. This is an encouraging start for sure. I don't take anything for
Right.
granted. We work really hard, but you can't ever take for granted what the results could be. So I'm very happy with today. It's a great start, and we're going to just keep spreading the word now. Now there's an active link. More and more as the pledges keep coming in too. I think the more likely you get some momentum. It's only day one, so we got lots of time to build it up.
Mm, for sure. For sure.
So Will, I
Hmm.
don't, I don't think you saw all the rewards ahead of time, right? At least, like, what was the rewards? Because you were talking about, you were thinking about actually backing it yourself. What were the rewards that you were interested in?
Um, yeah, I think the idea of like the alternate foilings and like having special champions or serialized champions, I think is a really cool thing for like a player, alternate style or what's it? The serialized ones are the special
Yep.
variant styles. Yeah, so I'm always a
Yeah.
big fan of that. Um, Something that says I was there when this happened, kind of thing. I can
Mhm.
talk about it, but
I know for me, eventually I'll be backing it. And the one thing that I probably want the most is I want a copy for myself of the 40 champions throughout time that are getting either classic treatment, modern treatment, or in some cases, maybe some surprise treatments. I think that'll be really fun. And there's actually a couple
yes.
champions that I never have copies of anymore, like some of the really older ones. So just to have nice, updated, fresh looking ones, I'll be very excited. I won't be saving them either. I'll be playing with them. I'll be building a bunch of decks. So,
Nice. Yeah, that'll be fun.
well, anything on the anything on people's minds? I'm going to start updating the wheel of names. I got a good head start on it, but I got to add a few more names now before we do a draw for tonight. Oh my goodness, I actually have to add a bunch of names here. Dun, 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 dun. While I do this, Will, please feel free to entertain people. Maybe sing them that song you were singing earlier off camera.
Oh yeah, right. I forget it now.
Oh, that's too bad. It was really good. It was a sea shanty, I believe. Uh, Everybody loves sea shanties. Um, Edward Tuck. Hi, Ed.
Yeah,
Welcome to the
Flood
stream.
Studios is putting up some jerseys,
Oh,
some
yeah. They're really nice.
Genesis jerseys. Kind of a cool thing I saw on the page as I was scrolling through tonight.
Yeah, and they made some custom ones for the three owners and one or two other VIPs right back when we first kind of revealed the new card art. Because Flooded Studios, of course, is Joe, who his day job is graphic designer, and then he's a Genesis Battle of Champions card hoarder by night. So
Mm.
He made the original jerseys and they turned out amazing. So yeah, definitely. I think that's something that people would be very happy with if they treat themselves to that. And they're
Oh yeah,
automatically
and
fully customized with the name and the number, whatever you want on the back, included in the price.
right, and the website's updated with all the larger, bigger images.
Yes, I meant to mention that. Thanks for reminding me. If you go just to the Genesis Battle of Champions homepage, you'll there's a big giant button, you can't miss it. And it takes you to all the images. At least I think I got all the images. If I missed anything, I'm sure somebody will let me know. It's been that kind of day. If anyone finds himself in Muskoka on Saturday, a few of them are going to be playing. Yep, that's very cool. And then I should mention that this coming Sunday, I'll be up in Muskoka at Muskoka Cards and Collectibles doing a demo day. Janice and I are going to drive up, make a whole afternoon out of it. We're going to bring up some cool promo cards and stuff to hook people up with some fun swag, and we'll be demoing it. And I've heard that there's a lot of interest up in Bracebridge area at Muskoka Cards and Collectibles. So I'm very much looking forward to getting up there. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Thanks, Madtown. It's been one of those days. It's been a long day. I would love a coffee right now, actually. Too bad we can't just like materialize things yet.
Right? Oh, could you imagine? All right. I almost got all the names in here. Jason
Keep a running
Locken.
list of see who gets what serialized champ. Ooh, that'd be kind of fun. Something for the fan Discord to keep track of.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that number one was sold within the first like 2 minutes. The very first backer happened to get one of the serialized cards, so um, I knew they'd be popular.
Nice.
Ryan, what you want me to bring you? Like bring you with me? Because Bracebridge and Bella aren't super close to each other. I mean, I could slow down and let you jump out of the window while we're driving by it, but it's not necessarily the direction I would go. Well, I could drop you off at your grandparents after when we're heading back to Midland. Alana there is actually her son Ryan, who's a really cool young guy who comes out and plays Genesis every week almost. Uh, so good friends with him and his mother.
Nice.
Yeah, is anybody in the chat going to own up to whether or not they believe they got number one in the serialized cards? I'm curious to know if it's somebody who's here or not. So because whoever it is who gets number one, they're
Does it
gonna
tell you?
get number one for all of them. So
I never know if it tells you. Does it tell you where you're?
well, the trouble is nobody will know for sure how many are gone because it just tells you total backers. You don't know if every backer grabbed serialized cards, right? So even I don't like, other than looking at how many are sold, I guess, if you look at just the, let me see if you can do that. Look at just that tier and the two above it, I guess. Yeah, that's how you could do it. You could look at that tier and the two tiers above it that include them. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
never know how to find what back number it is.
To be honest with you, I other than one board game one time, and it was years ago, I've that was the only time I ever backed a Kickstarter. So this is all really kind of new to me, even on this side of it. So nice to see lots of people in the chat tonight. Shows that we have about 16 people online just right at this moment. That's great. Uh, hopefully everybody here tonight, well, technically not everybody can because it's not that many backers yet, but hopefully everybody here tonight makes sure that they get everything that they want because there is lots of sweet rewards. Flooded Studios. I'm going to add that as an add-on. One of the questions in the Discord is if you can get a set of the unserialized foils separately, because and I know why that question is being asked because at one of the tiers you get the unserialized non-foil included, but not both versions. So I'm gonna get that added on as an add-on probably tomorrow because I put in a long day already today. And but yeah, you'll be able to add that to your order. I think that was
Oh, that'd be
basically
good.
the only thing I missed. The other thing I missed was I had forgot to upload Kayun's t-shirt as an add-on. I had every other champion. So Kayun's t-shirt is up there now as well. So all 8 champions have t-shirts available. And for one of them, the Caleb and Redvorn, there's 2 versions, front only and front and back. So you get lots of cool t-shirts. Is the foiling going to be the same as Invasion? Same technology? Not sure if it'll be the same image. We did kind of like a confetti or a polka dot looking kind of foiling for the selective foils. They have lots of options. So I don't know. I can't spoil for sure what the foiling's going to be, but I've seen how they all turn out and they all look great. So
Right. I think there is. Yeah, I think um, same company like doing the foiling, so it would be
yeah.
very similar. Um,
Give me just 1 second. Well, I just want to step away. I've got a nasty glare coming in on my camera. I just got to change my blinds here.
okay, I'll entertain the masses. A spoiler for Metamorphosis. Wow, I don't know. I don't think I have any spoilers. I mean, I have all the spoilers, but I'm not allowed to share them.
That's a little better. Sorry.
And my spoilers don't come with pictures; they only come with text.
Yeah. Uh, does Exile have inventory for boxes? I'm not sure which boxes Cardboard Flesh and Blood's asking about. Um,
I think invasion boxes, right?
we have lots in stock, and all of our distributors should. And if they don't, let me know. I know that there's tons of inventory at Indie Pro Games. Although here,
Hmm.
I did hear, I heard from one store who never got their initial shipment fulfilled by Southern Hobby, and I was shocked to hear that because as far as I knew, they had more than enough product. So I don't know if that one store fell through the cracks or what's going on. But as far as the American and European distributors, we don't, being Canadian, I don't have a way to log into their system and see their inventory. Just with Universal, I can do that. So if
Right.
anybody's having trouble getting boxes, just let us know and we will make sure to take care of that. Oh, and for Damien, I announced last night on the simulcast with Imperial Pulse, just to let people know in Canada, and this is only in Canada, because we only have the one distributor right now, and not everybody out there may want to deal with that one distributor for whatever reasons there could be. In Canada only, we are starting a new policy effective immediately that if a game store wants to order directly from us in Canada, we will help them with that. But they do have to verify
Oh,
first that they're
cool.
an actual brick and mortar game store. So, because we'll only ship to brick and mortar game store addresses and things like that. But yeah, that's a new policy effective immediately because well, specifically, there's 1 or 2 outliers who, for whatever reasons, they don't have accounts currently with our one distributor in Canada, and we don't want
Right.
anybody to miss out. So in the states, we already have two options available. So and we don't want to take any potential sales away from distributors at all. So that's why this policy is in Canada only, and only in the rare cases where somebody has actively chosen or has a reason why they won't be ordering from the one that we have. So yeah, that
Yes.
hopefully that'll make
Hey, that's good.
the few
A way
outliers
to make
happy.
your yeah,
So
keep the boxes flowing, right?
we don't want anybody to miss out. So yeah. That being said, too, we're also open to we're also open to signing up with another distributor. So if another distributor out there, people request it enough, like if game stores request it, I'll reach out to break the ice and see what we can do. Well, Damien, what I can tell you is it's available. If somebody emails us, and I'll throw the old email up on the screen here. If somebody emails us at hello@edgeofexile.com and they prove that they are a game store or there's somebody we already know is a game store, we'll happily fill the order and ship it directly to them. So because that's a problem that's been going on for a little while. There didn't seem to be an easy solution for it. So we're making an easy solution by just offering in those rare cases to ship directly to certain stores that need that help in Canada. And we do currently have everything available in our Canadian storage warehouse. We have booster boxes of all of the Jalara Second Edition, Origins, Invasion booster boxes. We've got the starter, the 5 monocolor starter decks. We've got the current playmats, all of that stuff. Any tournaments happening soon? Well, we will be getting organized play officially going um, when Metamorphosis releases. The official tournament software through Best Coast Pairings is already available for use, so any stores can log in and use that in the meantime for any tournaments they want to have. But definitely, we're expecting to really, really ramp up the organized play as this Kickstarter closes. And if we hit our
Right.
stretch goal that revolves around organized play, it's going to be a
Mhm.
fantastic jump in services basically immediately. Welcome to the chat, Jason. Nice to see you. Welcome to the chat, Jerome. Great to see you as well. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It's been a fun and exciting day in the world of Genesis. Will and I've been talking, and I'm happy to say that I know some people hope and dream that every Kickstarter ever will sell out and fully back in the first day, but I never even considered that. I like it's going to be a month and we're going to work on it and get to where we want to be. But I fully believe and I fully know that we can totally get this funded and achieve all our goals. So I'm really happy with today. It was great. Damien's asking any plans for new starter decks or demo decks? Yes, to demo decks for sure. We want to do some new demo decks and get them made. That's something we've been talking about for the future. As far as new starter decks, I
You'll
think
have
we've
to wait
said
and
in
see.
yeah, I think we've said in the past that it's not something we would do every year. Like it's
Yeah,
just you don't need new starter decks every single year. Um, maybe every other year,
I
maybe every
understand.
third. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, like the idea of having like a pre-made product is a nice have,
Mhm.
um, for sure. But the starter decks that are built are still like still within playability, still fairly relative, um,
Yep.
and recent. So
And there won't be any spoilers or hints about it, but Will has been cooking up some really cool products, unique products that we may see in the future. So
what?
we want to.
No spoilers. Shush.
That's right. No spoilers at all. I'm not even giving hints about it, but we do have our goal is to try and do at least one cool supplementary product every year. Last year was the starter decks. This year will be something non-starter deck, and so on and so forth. So, got to
Yeah,
stay tuned for that. All of our schedules could wind up ramping up a lot depending on how successful the Kickstarter is. So,
that'd be exciting. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I'm excited
So
already.
which t-shirt's your favorite?
For me, I really like Soon just because the art on Soon is so good.
Yeah, we didn't
Um,
know that Soon had legs.
right now you know.
Now
So,
you know.
can you draft
Anyone?
Invasion? Yes, you can draft Invasion. Will, why don't you tell them about what it's like to draft Invasion?
I don't know if I've done a draft for Invasion yet. I mean, it should be fairly. I mean, Invasion would be yeah. So Invasion is fairly closely tied to Origins,
Yeah,
especially like building up the green color. So there's definitely some great gets in the Invasion card pool. Um, anything that sort of produces another card, like Lord of the Hunt, stuff like that, um, are always good gets. But with the two rares, you usually have a really good uh, pool. Um, and then you play 175 chi and 35 cards. Um, and then yeah, normally the only thing I really to watch out when you're drafting is just don't always like you find the good 3, 4, 5 cheat cards. Those are more important than necessarily the sevens and eights.
I
You
would
might
agree.
maybe like you probably need about maybe one to three, 7 or 8 cards, 7 or 8 cheese, and then the rest you want to be fairly low. And most of my drafts I run below 175.
Really?
Yeah.
Like deliberately, or just that's how it usually works
Nope,
out?
that's just the way it happens. And if I had a card, let's say I draft a card that could fit, but it's not better than this other card, then I'll just run underneath
Yeah.
the chi limit just because the card's better, right? You want your unit count up. You want to have good reactionary cards. Watch your energy costs.
Hmm.
Um, Kickstarter stretch goal to get Will spoilers. Sure. Well, like, technically that is the main goal
Yeah,
is to get Will spoilers out in printed card form.
that's right. And the sooner we can get Metamorphosis out and in stores, the sooner we can start talking about spoilers for the set after that. Like, so, because Will's got some great cards coming down the pipe for the set after as well. So
And the set after that.
that's right. Yep. Yeah, we've got a great roadmap for the next few sets. It's going to be really exciting. I'm going to take a quick moment here just to read off my list of names for the wheel of names, because as usual, we will be awarding somebody a prize tonight, a booster pack of Invasion for tuning in and commenting. And there's a lot of names in this chat, so I'm going to rhyme off what I got written down. And then if anybody's in the chat and I didn't say their name, please let me know and I'll make sure to get you entered so you have a chance to win tonight. Ryan slash Alana. Then we've got Damian C, Timmy T, Flooded Studios, Jeremy Heron, Brian Pitts, Cardboard Flesh and Blood, Edward Tuck, Madtown Hobby, The Cardboard Cohorts, Jason Locken, Jason Greenberg, Jerome S., and Stephen Penn. Those are all the names I have on my list so far. I'm hoping I got everybody so far. But also, this is your chance. If you've
So,
been lurking tonight and you haven't said anything in the chat, and you'd like a chance at winning a free free booster pack of Invasion, just say hello, say whatever you want in the chat, and if you wind up winning tonight, we'll mail it to you for free. So every week we try and give away packs of Invasion. It'll be fun. Oh, won't it be fun when we get to the point where we can give away Metamorphosis packs? That'll be fun.
yep, that's the dream. That's the goal here.
At $400,000, we will see Will's CT scan of his brain and future sets. Wow. These people want to
Nobody wants to
really
see
get into your
that.
brain.
I don't even want to see inside my brain. I have to live with it. Well, any
All right.
updates on any backers so far? Sitting pretty at 13 is what I've
Yep.
got on my update.
Yep. Just over $7,300 raised. That's pretty good. We still got 29
Still,
days
we're
to
still
go.
in that first day window, those first 24 hours. So
Yep. Yeah, that's true. And don't forget to over in Germany and the rest of Europe, there's a few players over there who are interested in the game, and they probably won't be doing their backing until tomorrow, like our tomorrow, they're later today kind of thing. So, yeah.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, lots of exciting things happening.
Yep. One thing for anybody over in Europe who watches this live stream later, they're going to notice that they don't have the ability to order playmats on individual orders. That's because it would just make it too prohibitively expensive. But I was talking with our distributor over there, Yoda's Data at Hennig, and I said if anybody wants to get a playmat that doesn't have a store's branding on it, the normal ones, we'll ship them over there in one great big shipment to him, and then have him relay the shipping from that point on.
Right.
Just because sending that many individual orders of playmats over the ocean would not be smart cost cost wise, and we
Yep.
want to keep
Yep.
everything as affordable as we can for all of our backers. Well, Flooded Studios, I agree. I feel like it was a great first 8 hours on Kickstarter, especially for like a game that's very much beloved but has a small community aware of it. I think we're doing a great start. And like we haven't done any paid ads yet or anything like that to promote the Kickstarter. And as I mentioned, like conventions and things like that coming up as well. There's a lot going on that's going to boost this and keep the momentum going. So I'm excited.
Yep. Nice.
Well, with that being said, I've seen a few comments, but no new names. So I think it might be time for us to fade over to a different screen here
Spin that wheel.
and spin that wheel. I just gotta find the right button here. Here it is. There we are. We got the wheel. I'm gonna start clicking the wheels. There's a randomizer
Oh,
button here.
there's an Eric
Shuffle.
L. just snuck in there.
Oh, look at that. Eric L. All right, I gotta add Eric to the list. Very nice. That's how it works, right? They lurk until the last moment, then they get in for a chance to win. Which rewards should you back? Oh, it depends on what you want. I mean, the 40 champions throughout time with alternate templates is really cool. The serialized cards, there's only going to be 100 of each champion printed. And if you back one of the serialized tiers, you're going to get every one of the 8 champions all with the same matching number. So that's really cool. Cardboard Flesh and Blood. Yep, your name's in there. I got you. Then you're right up here, Cardboard. Right there in the black. Uh, I spelt your mom's name wrong. Yeah, I did. Don't tell her. She gets angry when I do dumb things. Oh my God! Here, let me fix that. I don't want to disappoint her. She's too nice. There we go. I fixed it. Don't tell her, or you're grounded. There we go. What else was? Oh, Jerome's asking if we're coming down to Fan Expo. I don't think that's the plan. I don't actually even know. Uh, I don't even know what weekend Fan Expo is, but like I was mentioning a little earlier in the stream, there will be several United States-based conventions I'm probably going to be popping up at doing demos. So it's going to be a really fun summer for me.
That'll be really good.
Yeah,
All right, let's spin the wheel.
yeah. So here's what I was doing is I was clicking the shuffle button. We're going to randomize it up real good here, and then let's find out. Let's spin to win. Cardboard Cohorts. Cardboard Cohorts is our winner tonight. I'm going to just wait a minute to see
Hey,
if they have anything to say in the chat before we end the live stream. But Cardboard Cohorts is one of our frequent viewers. Always a pleasure to have them here in the live stream tonight.
of course, for sure.
Let me just take a look here at my other tabs, make sure I'm not missing any chat on any of the other channels. We're streaming tonight. I switched things up a little bit. Go ahead and give it to
Oh,
Cardboard Flesh and Blood. One cardboard takes care of the other. There you go. Cardboard Flesh and Blood, you are officially the official winner now, thanks to benevolence of the one and only Cardboard Cohorts. So there you go. Which means I will, if I see you in person, I'll give it to you. And if not, we can always ship it to you as well. You let me know what you need, and we'll take care of that and get it into your hands.
great. Yep, that's awesome.
Very cool. Cardboard sticking together. Somebody must have got left out in the rain or something because the cardboard sticks together. Very cool. All right, let's fade back here to the other page just for a second here. What? Come on. There we go. Collusion with collusion with cardboard. See, that's a good name for a YouTube channel. Collusion with cardboard. That'd be cool. Can I apply to be a cardboard cohort? Oh, well, I think you have to talk to the original first. Get that approval. All right, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Will, thank you for joining me once again.
Mm.
I look forward to discussing this a little bit next week, and we'll see if maybe we can have a spoiler lined up as well while we're at it next week.
Oh,
We'll
don't
see how
give
the
in to
week goes.
Damien.
Oh, what's wrong with Damien? I like Damien. Damien seems pretty cool.
More spoilers! Yay!
More
Lots of
spoilers!
spoilers.
Yay! Thanks, everybody. Hey, do us a favor. Make sure that you spread the word if you can on Facebook, on Twitter, on wherever. Do some retweeting, do some sharing of the Kickstarter. Let people know what's going on. And we'll be back next week with another update. Take care. Stay safe out there. And everybody, have a great night.
Night, everybody.